To say it's a nice ride for a bike ride would be just a little bit of an understatement. It is a gorgeous night for a bike ride, and as best as I'm able to, I'm going to try to bring you along for a little bit of it. I am going to start my bike ride here in Spring Lake, and I'm going to ride all the way down through the Santa Rosa Creek, and then eventually through the Joe Rodota Trail and come back. And all total, it'll probably be a good 20-mile ride there and back. And I'm in no hurry, so I'm just going to put on some good tunes in my ear and just enjoy the ride. And I'd like to share some of it with you as I'm able to, starting with this beautiful neighborhood that's right along Spring Lake. And this is I don't know, this is called Bennett Valley as much, to be quite honest with you. There's Bennett Valley and Rincon Valley, but if you see all the hills that are brown, because it doesn't rain here a lot in the summertime, the jet stream goes up, I think, and there's no rain to speak of for a little while. But this is just really a gorgeous neighborhood, and the folks that have homes here are just really fortunate to have homes in such a beautiful place and close proximity to the park. There's two parks. You got one, there's a deer right there. No shortage of deer all through here. But look at the beautiful trees. You'll have to forgive the shaking as I ride along. The road's not necessarily the smoothest. There they've got some fences out to try to protect their trees from the deer. But it is just a really beautiful evening. For me to be able to be back out here taking a bike ride through Sonoma County on a nice summer evening is a real joy, to say the very least. So let's hit the trail. All right, so don't ask me who Joe Rodota was or is. Probably was. Don't ask me who Joe Rodota was, but this is his trail. I'm about 22 minutes into my bike ride. 22 minutes into the bike ride, and I've come upon the Joe Rodota Trail, which I think actually starts here in downtown Santa Rosa. So I've been riding 22 minutes, 3.7 miles, and this Joe Rodota Trail will take me all the way out to the wonderful town of Sebastopol. So I'm just going to cruise along. You gotta be careful, you never know who is coming up on the other side of the trail. This goes right along the Santa Rosa Creek, which is just off to my left. If you can see it. So it's a rather nice trail. People will bike this and they'll bike and all that kind of stuff. There's somebody actually making the trail home. They got a tent camped out right there on the trail. All right. No shortage of Santa Rosa has had its challenges with transients and homeless population, as a lot of cities do. And oftentimes you'll see them down on the Santa Rosa Trail, at least closer to downtown you will. 5.7 miles into the trip brings me to Memory Lane. And this is, boy, this is a neighborhood with a lot of memories. This is the neighborhood where I bought my very first home. I had saved up the better part of, I think, about $10,000 or $15,000 somehow or another, and there was a home for sale for $185,000. It was 609 Dillon Lane, listed at $185,000, and my dad, rest his precious soul, came up and loaned me the balance for the down payment, which was about another, I think, $15,000. And the deal was done. I had bought my first home, 609 Dillon Lane, which is just up ahead, as a matter of fact. Maybe I can go through this way. And moved into the home with a beautiful, beautiful lady named Catherine Chiano from Mexico. And the home was actually right up here on the end. There it is. That was my home right there. 609 Dillon Lane. And many, many memories in that home. Matter of fact, one of the memories of this home was that back patio caught on fire. My mom had come to visit with my sister, and the barbecue caught fire, and the whole rear of that house was engulfed in flames. And just fortunate it didn't take the rest of the building down, and they were able to put it out. And I, with the help of a couple of other people, ended up putting that home back together. But had some really nice memories, and I think I painted the door red when I lived here. I don't know if they still have the door painted red, but that was my home, or maybe it was green. I think maybe it was green. But 609 Dillon Lane, and it was a great spot because the jacuzzi was right there. And I would go down in the morning and have my coffee and read the paper in the jacuzzi every day like clockwork. And at nighttime, it was always the jacuzzi with a glass of wine. And there is, that was my office right there. That was my office. And my 2-car garage. And I see a neighbor pulling in. I don't know if it'll be him or not, but anyway, there's your visit down Memory Lane. With Memory Lane behind me, and Santa Rosa behind me for that matter as well, I come upon the part of the trail that is one of my favorites. And I say that because off to the left here are just some really, really beautiful pastures. And we are 8 miles into the ride right now. It's a beautiful stretch of trail right here. It's gorgeous, big open fields, and the path, just a lot of oak trees, and the air just smells wonderful. The air actually just smells really, really nice. As I was leaving the the condo complex that I was living in, I happened to see some friends. There's a nice open view right there. Happened to see some acquaintances or friends years ago, and boy, you know, time changes and things happen. There was one of the gentlemen that I knew. He had lost a rather significant amount of weight, and I made that observation, but didn't inquire too much more as to why. But look at how beautiful that is. All right, on with the ride. As the sign would indicate, I've reached the end of the trail, of the Joe Rodota Trail, that is, but not the end of the bike ride. I'm probably a good hour into the bike ride, and without stops, I probably would have been out here a little bit sooner. But this is the town of Sebastopol, and I can't say that I necessarily have too much history with this town, but it's a nice town, known in great part for its apples. This is you'll find a lot of apple orchards up there in that building. As a matter of fact, it says the Gravensteins are coming, so they'll have a Gravenstein festival here every year. The Apple Festival. I think that's usually late spring, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just passing through the town right here, and then it'll be back into Santa Rosa. But I think I'd be a little remiss if I didn't show you a little bit about this town here in Sonoma County. It's 7:04 on a Sunday night, and temperature actually is 89. It's 89 warm degrees right now, right here. And this would be Main Street or something close to it. As I'm riding against traffic. But this would be Sebastopol right here, the main street. Pretty artsy town, if you will. And this town is just a stepping stone from the town of Bodega, where they filmed Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds. All right, on with the ride. And to think I had forgotten all about this part of the ride. You're looking at a dairy farm, and when people think Sonoma County, they'll often think wine, but this is the Dairy of the Year in 1985, and it's the Jack Day, D-E-I, Jack Day Dairy, and where these cows are just busy eating up a storm here on a Sunday night, seemingly oblivious to my presence. But look at how beautiful. Isn't that something? All right, on with the ride. I could be mistaken, but I think this is Laguna de Santa Rosa, and you can see all these birds in the air catching their dinner. And look at this beautiful spot. It really is a special place. This is it's a marsh. It's a marsh here in Santa Rosa, and there are all types of birds. If you look off in the distance, you'll see some look like cranes or something that are just off in the distance. But look at the birds, all chasing their dinner, which I got to be doing here in just a few minutes. All right, I've come to one of my ultimate spots on the trip here. And while you may think that it is this crazy eucalyptus tree, which I think that's what it is. I think this is a eucalyptus tree. You generally don't see eucalyptus trees all that wide, but it's not the eucalyptus tree that makes this one of my ultimate spots. If you look closely at the sign, the road sign, I am coming on to none other than Hall Road. So I'd like to tell you that this was named after me, and if only in my own little head I can think that this is my road here in Sonoma County. Somebody's got a sign on their property, Sonoma County Strong, if you can see that. But this would be Hall Road, and there is a if I can find it. I was here not too long ago, a week ago, riding on the same road looking for this donkey farm. And there's a donkey farm here, miniature donkeys, little tiny donkeys. And I think if you do a search for Honky Donkey Farm or something, Santa Rosa, you'll see it. But they sell birds. Primarily they sell birds, and to say they sell birds, that's quite an understatement. But just look at this beautiful ride. It is a little bit after 7 o'clock. Temperature out is about 80 degrees, slowly going down to a low of 50. And just over yonder, if you can see it, there is nearly a full moon coming up. Maybe tomorrow it'll be a full moon over the California wine country. So on with the ride. One day I'm gonna own a home, probably not too different from this, or so I'd like to think. I was doing a ride down this road, Hall Road here, and I came across this property for sale. It's not much of a house and a little bit of a barn, and I think you can steal it for about $1.3 million, along with 13 acres. But I drive by this thing and I think, boy, you know what I could do. I guess the big question is, where would the jacuzzi go? You know, where would I put the jacuzzi, and how far am I from Costco and the nearest Starbucks? I mean Dunkin' Donuts. You know, how far am I? But there's the number, 707-433-6555, if you're so interested in buying me a little present. You know, you can buy me a nice little property here in the Sonoma wine country, and I'll build myself a garden, and wouldn't that be nice? Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I should dream about owning a home like this. Look at these vineyards. And then look at that beautiful tree. And look at the entrance to the property right here. Would you like to drive up this driveway every night? Honey, I'm home. Look at that. That is beautiful. Very, very beautiful. All right, let's find ourselves some donkeys. Well, I'll be darned. I rode right past this sign last week. Welcome to Honky Donkey Farms here in Sonoma County. And I'm pretty sure that they're closed right now, but maybe we can see some of the donkeys in the pasture. I've actually done a video here before. If you search YouTube, you'll see it. But there are the little donkeys. Special breed, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit on them. Just little guys and girls. All right, on with the ride. Jo estet kivano kujvaj. Boy, you ever go to a smorgasbord? And how does the saying go? You know, my eyes were bigger than my stomach. Something like that. So here we are, the better part of 22 miles later, and 2 hours and 22 minutes. And I was just going to go out on a little bike ride. But I think my ambition got the better of me. And it would have all been well and good had I gone out a little bit earlier in the day. But now I'm playing Beat the Sunset, and I should be fine. I'm only a couple miles. So all total, it was probably about a 25 mile bike ride. And there is really just one more stop, and we'll call it another day here in the California wine country. All right, so I lied. There's not actually just one more stop, there's two. And how could I go by and not stop and smell the roses? I'm coming along on my way back to the place where I'm camping, and I come across this yard here, and it's just, I was really taken aback by all of the flowers. And this is just a small bit of them. If I actually come around over here, look at this. Look at all these beautiful flowers. You know, they have a no matter where you are from, we're glad you're our neighbor. No importa de la donde eres, estamos contentos que seas nuestro vecino. And I'm not going to try that bottom one there, but will you look at this? Look at how beautiful. All types of beautiful flowers. How's that song go? I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. Along with the sunshine, it's got to be a little rain sometime. I bet Amy over in Belfast remembers that song. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Look at those flowers in the back. All right, now we got one more stop. In case you were wondering, it's yogurt time. And you know, I think that after a 24 mile bike ride, 2.5 hours or something like that, I think that I deserve a treat. So it's time to get a little bit of yogurt, and I'm going to treat myself. I was here last night, and I had low-fat cake batter was what I had last night with a little salted caramel. So I'm going to reward myself after a long ride and top it off with some goodies.